So I finished printing the book, and now I'm going to bind it. The first thing I did was collated the book, so there are 5 individual sheets that make it up, and I put those all hopefully in the correct order. I also have some end papers, or an end paper, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a jog, and then because my end paper is a little bit short, I'm just going to leave a little bit on either end. It's going to be trimmed off in the end anyways. So I set that up like this. I'm going to take my needle and give it a bit of a thread here, or take my thread and give it a bit of a needle. I just use some good stout linen thread, and I have a little bit of a thing about the needle drag, or the thread dragging through the paper, and the sound it makes and the feel it makes. So I just give it a little hit of beeswax. Now I'm going to find the middle of the signature, so this is page 10 and 11, and I'm going to open it up, make sure that my ends are still even, and I'm going to poke through the very middle. I'm just going by eye here. I could use a cradle, but it's not that important. There's not multiple signatures. And I'm just going to push through here. I'm going to do a little 5-hole binding. Give it a little flip up at the top. And then what I do is I just sort of eyeball in the middle. Okay, then we're going to come in from the outside, so you can see. And go back out from the in. Just pull it through, and this is where the beeswax, it just sort of makes my skin crawl, the feeling of this thread being dragged through the paper. You wouldn't think it was, but it's like, I don't know, it's like using sandpaper or something. It's gross. So I just pulled that taut. I'm going to go back out. I'm going to skip the middle one. I'm going to go back in. Out. Back in again. Okay, and then finally out. And we want to put it on the opposite side of this thread in the back. Oops. Okay, so I'm having camera anxiety here. There we go. So you'll see that the tails are on either side of that thread there. And what I've basically done is you're basically making loops all the way through that sort of tightens the whole thing up. And you can see a little better on the inside there. Okay, now what I do, and you don't have to do this, I just sort of retrace my thread to tighten it up. So I know it goes through here and around here. So I'll give it a tug here to tighten up this hole. It goes back in and out. So I'm going to tighten it up here to get this tight. And then I just pull this through the other way, and it's fairly tight now. I give it a little bit of a tug either way, and tie a knot, tie another knot. My fingers aren't working, and there we go. Just going to snip it off. And we have our book all stitched together.